Let's go, let's go.
Baseline drive and throws it down with no air.
You're good, nice, good job.
Good pass down low to Wellfield, throw it down. Green fires a three, and that's good.
Welcome to the Tim Miles Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Tim Miles Show. I'm your host, Brian Roth. We'll be joined by the coach, Tim Miles, here momentarily. First, we'll give you a rundown of what we have coming up on the program. Of course, we'll look back at the week that was for the CSU men, a heartbreaking loss to San Diego State, but they were able to bounce back with a great road win up in Wyoming. We'll also be joined by sophomore Pierce Hornung, who was fantastic up in Laramie this past week. And we'll also talk some Colorado State women's basketball. We'll be joined by head coach Kristen Holt and junior Kem Mestog. But first, we talk CSU men's basketball. You know, I'm watching the Super Bowl yesterday. I'm at a Super Bowl party, and the thought crossed my mind. I have these deep thoughts, Tim. Do college basketball coaches ever get to go to Super Bowl parties?
Yes,
You do?
I went to one. Jamie Bermel had one,
Okay.
our golf coach. And we went to Jamie's house, and you know, no illicit betting or anything
No, of course
illegal,
not.
or no pools or anything like that. Just good old wholesome fun watching the game.
Yeah, it's because, I mean, it's right in the middle of a conference season for college basketball. It's the grind. I don't know, I thought maybe college coaches don't even watch the Super Bowl.
No,
but,
I don't watch the Super Bowl. I just go to the party.
Domingo, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Domingo
yeah.
and eat for sure. Well,
Who won?
Yeah, I think it was the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'm not
again.
sure. That's
Dang
right. Hey, let's look back to that San Diego State game, and again, it was a great atmosphere here, and boy, that was a heartbreaking loss. I know those are tough losses to get over.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. You looked at the crowd was awesome. Our students were phenomenal. Our complete crowd was really good. And I was really impressed with the showing of what went down. B, you know, it was a great game. It was really an interesting game in terms of a hard-fought battle, physical game. Very important that way.
Yeah, San Diego State, you knew they would give you some problems defensively. They're so long, they're so athletic. Did you think you might be able to attack them a little more? Or is that kind of what you saw? Because they held you to 54 points in the game.
Yeah, we had a slow week all week of scoring, and you know, I think that's part of the effect. You know, we tried to play West. West wasn't quite ready. Really, you know, if you look at our numbers, nobody's really stepped up out of their numbers, so to speak. Nobody's averaging more points since West is gone. We just lack the 13 points a game we were getting, and so we have to be that much better defensively. But we knew that they were going to be tough to score on, but I thought Andy and Travis did a pretty good job inside for as much as we could. We really didn't turn the ball over. We missed some foul shots in the first half, 5 for 11 at the foul line. The first half, I think, was the hard part for us.
Yeah, I know that you go back and look at those free throws and you kind of kick yourself, don't you, as a coach? Not that, you know, you can do anything about it standing on the sideline.
No, you think you practice them the way you should. You try
Sure.
not to make too big a deal of it, so it's a head game with the guy. At the same time, we were 8 out of 11 in the second half, but only 5 and 11 in the first half. You can live with 8 out of 11,
Sure.
but not 5 out of 11 in your home gym.
Yeah, go back to that final sequence, the final 30 seconds of the game, because shot clock's off. You guys get the basketball down by 2 and got a great look at it, and then they came down the court. Did you think they may call a timeout?
I try not to predict. You know, you can't. I would have let the ball be played. 2 things happened. One is we ran a play, they stopped it. The guys kept the ball moving, and Travis Franklin made a very good individual play to tie the game. Now we're out of timeout, so we can't get a defense set. Like I told Dorian Green, I said, you go down in that case, if you're going to play that kid one-on-one in the full court, which is essentially what he had to do, it's going to be hard to stop him. And you gave up a good contested outside fadeaway shot. I thought we did a good job. Andy got him stood up, came and helped early. Then he got over a little bit of a ball screen, and Travis was sitting a little bit back on it. Didn't quite come, but Dorian still got there. He didn't come because he thought Dorian was there. DJ Gay, that's the second time he beat us in the Mountain West tournament, getting fouled, making foul shots when they were down 1. He made 2 free throws to beat us by 1 in the Mountain West tournament. So that guy's kind of got our number right now. I hope that ends soon.
You know, that was a tough shot, though. It was. I mean, he's fading away from 17 feet, and I think you just kind of have to give a tip of the cap to a good senior point guard on a great basketball team and kind of not beat yourself up about it.
Yeah, that's what I told Dorian.
Yeah.
I don't think, you can, and I don't, because I thought we did what we could. At the same time, it's not like he was Jimmer Fredette going 12 for 16 from the field on you all day, where you knew you had to double him to get out of his hands or anything. He'd had kind of a moderate day.
Yeah. Well, the Rams lose 56-54, but they had to turn right around and go up to Laramie on Saturday, and the Rams get the 59-56 win over the Cowboys. Did you see any effects from that heartbreaking loss carry over to Saturday?
Well, I think we did. You know, it looked like we were kind of stuck in the mud, you know, playing in a fog a little bit. It was interesting. I read the San Diego paper after their game with TCU, and it said almost identical. You know, coming the afterglow of the big win at CSU, you know, really had a hangover effect on them, and I think both teams probably suffered that. And it's not uncommon. You look at, I think, the same thing with BYU at New Mexico after their big game with San Diego State. When you get those, human nature takes over, and it's hard to overcome that. But our bench was really critical in the Wyoming game. Yeah,
let's talk more about that bench. Pierce Hornung, one of those guys. We'll be joined by Pierce here momentarily. We'll kind of talk about Pierce a little bit later on, but how about the rest of the bench? Because when you needed big plays in the second half, you got it, and you got it from a myriad of different players.
Well, yeah, you look at the bench, and there's Andy sitting there with foul trouble, Travis Franklin with foul trouble, and Wes sitting out, your top three scorers. And you look out on the floor, and it's Dorian, Jesse's the backup, Will Bell, Dwight Smith was out there, had a big-time tip-in, but Pierce was the guy that really had a double-double. Jesse Carr had big plays, 6 points, 5 assists. Will Bell had a couple block shots that were important. One we recovered to take it down, and those are all big plays. Andre McFarland, who hadn't scored in a month, comes out, hits a 3 right before halftime, which is really important. Drives it to the hoop in the second half, scores a bucket over 2 guys. Those are big plays.
Yep, and those are games you have to find a way to win, especially on the road. And the Rams did just that. No style points, but it's a mark in the win column. So Colorado State gets the win, and with that, they are in sole possession of 3rd place in the Mountain West Conference. We'll talk more here coming up in just a moment. When we come back, we'll be joined by Pierce Hornung. Stick with us here in the Tim Miles Show.
Here's Hornung, nice drive inside, and then a good reversal to the left hand.
That was a very nice